Yo, what up, yo? Mike back again, bringing something new to the channel. I love bringing new shit to the channel. You know what I mean? And a lot of this shit is from requests from y'all. Besides the story time shit, I basically wanted to do that to give y'all, insight on me and my personal life, which isn't done yet. I got more coming. You know what I mean? But this was requested by somebody. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't remember who you were. But one of my videos, someone's like, "Can you talk about how you got into wrestling?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, because wrestling, professional wrestling, is like one of my favorite things ever. You know what I mean? In life, period. I'm a diehard fucking wrestling mark." I'll give you a little quick synopsis on how I got into wrestling, and then I want to do the main. This is the main meat and potatoes of the video. I want to talk about my top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time. I want to do that for y'all, but I'll tell you how I got into wrestling real quick, because this could be forever. If I really wanted to, I'll just never shut the fuck up about this shit. But my first memory in life, and this is crazy, my very first memory in life ever is the Macho Man Randy Savage hitting Hulk Hogan in the fucking head with the World Wrestling Federation Championship, the Wing Eagle belt, in 1989, when I was 4 years old. And my father passed away in 1989. I don't remember him at all. I don't remember him spending time with me. I don't remember any moments with him at all. I just remember pictures. Well, I have pictures, so I have the pictures. I don't remember nothing of him at all, which sucks. But I do remember Macho Man Randy Savage attacking Hulk Hogan and breaking up the Mega Powers in 1989. And this happened before my father passed, because that was leading up to WrestleMania. My father passed in 89. The summer of 89. June 89. That happened February, March 89. But I remember that. That's fucking crazy. But I don't remember my father. And just incredible shit like that. What got me into wrestling, As far as I can remember, I loved it. Out the womb. You know what I mean? I don't have the fucking, equipment or fucking know-how to show flashes of this. I wish I fucking did, but I still have pictures. It's on my Facebook of my fucking birthday party, my very first birthday party in 1986, my first birthday, and it's party favors. You know what I mean? WWF party favors, plates and fucking shit like that. Fucking birthday hats and the fucking, the shit you blow. I don't know what the fuck you call that. Birthday shit. But yeah. And on that was Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper, Junkyard Dog, Andre the Giant, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. The big stars. Iron Sheik. Big stars of the, mid-80s. So from there, from the jump, I was a wrestling head. First it was all WWF. You know what I mean? 1990, 1991, kindergarten days, first grade. That's when I really remember wrestling. It was WWF first. That's when Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Macho King Randy Savage in that time frame. Big Boss Man, Mr. Perfect, Ravishing Rick Rude, all running shit. You know what I mean? Early 91. I remember that very vividly. But then around that same time, my Uncle Martin got me into WCW, formerly known as NWA. and I was a big fan of fucking. This was when those WCW Galoob action figures came out around that time. I had a bunch of WCW trading cards. That's why I got like first seen them, and every Saturday I would watch Saturday Night, and I watched that morning show on Saturdays. They had a morning show on Saturdays. I wanna fucking say, did they? They did. I forgot what it was. It wasn't worldwide. That was like on Sundays. But yeah, man, WCW had a fucking Saturday morning show. I know they did. Around 90, 91, man. Cause I went on a trip to Tennessee with my Aunt Gail. Like, see my Aunt Gail, my mom. I took a train like in 90. I was like fucking what, 4 years old? 5? I can't remember. But yeah, I remember that trip, and I remember seeing WCW on in the fucking daytime. Maybe it's time. Maybe it was probably Saturday night. Come to think of that, maybe because the time frame's different. It was like morning over there, like, but it had to be Saturday night. But I remember they had a morning show, but that was probably because I was in Tennessee. So yeah, I realized I just botched that. probably was a Saturday night, but like that's when I got into WCW as well, because like Sting, Lex Luger, Flying Brian Pillman, Ric Flair, Barry Windham, Arn Anderson, Sid Vicious, the Steiner Brothers, amazing tag team. I was a big WCW head like 90, 91. 92 WCW, I don't know. I stopped really watching because a lot of stupid shit was there, man. 93 as well, the fucking Shockmaster incident, I remember that. I didn't really get back into WCW, to be honest. So like 1990, well, 94 I watched a little bit, because when Hulk Hogan came, and the WCW had this action figure line by San Francisco Toy Makers, with like the knockoff LJNs, and I started buying those, and I started watching because I bought those. I started watching again, but then again they had this storyline with the Dungeon of Doom like in '95. It was fucking terrible with Hogan and the Dungeon of Doom, and I stopped watching then. And then it was like, ugh. But 1996, when the NWO formed, when Scott Hall jumped that guardrail, boom, I'm back in it. You know, WCW from 1996 to 1998 was fucking incredible. Early 99, I'll give them that. Early 99, like. After that, I just can't fuck with it, man. You know what I mean? Ooh. 2000, 2001, later 99. Terrible for WCW. Then around 1995, I got into ECW, Extreme Championship Wrestling. By curiosity, this is such a coincidence. I used to buy a lot of wrestling magazines with my uncle, like Pro Wrestling Illustrated and shit. Mad other ones, I can't remember the names of them. They were like, a lot of them were in black and white. Some were in color, you know. And I seen an ad, you know, for ECW Arena. You know, I think it was like a Tape Traders ad, and hardcore TVs and stuff like that. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Then I seen like they had results of like house shows in there, and I would see like Sandman and Tommy Dreamer, Cactus Jack, Mikey Whipwreck, shit like that. I was like, who the fuck are these dudes, you know? I remember Cactus Jack from WCW, but I didn't know him from anything else until I seen him in the ECW ad for the results. Results. And then a little while after that, on the Spanish channel, I used to watch ECW. It would come on like 3 in the morning. They had no like real syndication. And I thought that shit was incredible. Like, this was hardcore raw shit. You know what I mean? Around 1995. It was amazing. You know what I mean? Hardcore TV. You know, seeing dudes like fucking Sabu and Tommy Dreamer and fucking shit like that. And then 96, 97, 98, you know. By 97, late 96, probably early 97, Rob Van Dam shows up. You know, love that fucking dude. Sabu. My favorite ECW superstar of all time is Sabu. No doubt about it. Fucking love Sabu. Yeah, big ECW mark. I think to the end of their dying days, they were great. Well, I want to say great because like 2000, oof, but not as bad as WCW. Fuck off. 2001, I would say. I can't remember. It's shaky with me with ECW because by then I think they lost their TNN because they went to TNN like in 98, 99, and by fucking 2001 they were dead. But yeah, man. So that's how I got into wrestling. You know, my favorite eras in wrestling. My favorite two wrestlers favorite two eras in wrestling is the golden era, the Hulkamania era. They shall say it, like 84 to 93 is my favorite era. Period. A lot of people say that 93 was garbage and stuff, but that's my favorite era. It is. Okay, my second favorite era will surprise you as well. It's the New Generation era. This is WWF wise, anyway. Which was 1993 to 1996. Love that shit, man. But I will admit, the Attitude Era, like 97 to 2001, is like the greatest overall era in wrestling. I will say that. It's not my favorite, but it's the greatest. And it's more entertaining, way more entertaining than, the Golden Era and the New Generation Era. But New Generation Era and the Golden Era are my favorites, man. I know the New Generation Era gets panned and stuff, and I agree, a lot of whack shit. But I'm a die fan of that shit. But yeah, man. Never. The only time is right now. To be honest, I'll give you some shit. What made me like the three wackest eras in professional wrestling, in my opinion, besides like the WCW shit in 2000, 2001, for WWE. Rather, it would have to be like the 2001 Invasion angle. I know people love that shit. I fucking hate it. That shit was terrible. I hated it. Stone Cold Steve Austin crying in the middle of the ring, saying to Deborah, "I love your cookies, Deborah," because Deborah baked some cookies or some whack shit like that. Austin was terrible, man. People like that angle and scene with Austin playing guitar, angle with the shit on his head. I hate that shit. It's not funny to me. It's fucking terrible, okay? Heel Austin with Triple H in 2001 after WrestleMania 17, my favorite WrestleMania of all time. That was my favorite heel Austin. Was like the two-man power trip at Triple H, early 2001. That's the best heel Austin. When he was with the that shitty fucking Invasion shit, hated it. I fucking hated it. Wouldn't start watching again till like late 2001. I would watch him in there. I hated that Invasion era with a passion. That's just me. Like 2009 too. 2008, 2009. I really like wanted to stop watching. 2009 with like DX, Shawn Michaels and Triple H had Hornswoggle and DX. Oh my god, I hated that shit. Oh lord. I almost stopped watching them, but I didn't. And then I really stopped watching in 2016, man. I really stopped watching. The last Raw I watched was September of last year. I tried watching Raw again a couple of weeks ago. I keep up with WWE right now with like the clips on YouTube, and to be honest, this is the greatest roster they ever had, in my opinion, since the Ruthless Aggression era. 2002 to 2007 or whatever. This is the greatest roster they ever had, like, in a long time. Like, there's amazing talent on there. My favorite wrestler right now, AJ Styles. Been a fan of him since the TNA days, and TNA was pretty good from like 04 to 06, 07-ish, somewhere around there. But AJ Styles is amazing, the greatest wrestler right now. He's just as good as the greats, in my opinion. Shinsuke Nakamura, diehard fan of that dude, man. He is fucking incredible. He lost to Jinder Mahal, a fucking jobber. Fuck Jinder Mahal. Yeah, man. Cesaro, big fan of him. That guy's amazing. I love fucking WWE. Still, I do, but I don't love the product, to be honest. Like, it's just shit. You know? I did pre-order WWE 2K18 because it's a fucking habit. Fuck a habit, it's a tradition. You know? I don't know, man. I just... this new era needs a fucking swift kick in the ass. I'm gonna try to get into it again. Keyword, try. But yeah, man, that's how I got into wrestling. I know it's a long... I took 15 minutes, but... Now... my top 5 professional wrestlers of all time, point blank period. Right now, I'm gonna say it. Scott Hall / Razor Ramon. Mainly Razor Ramon, but I love Scott Hall from like 96 to 98. It's fucking amazing shit. But this guy changed my fucking changed my whole view on like wrestling heels and shit. You know what I mean? Because as a kid, you know, you're known to just like not fucking root for the fucking heels, and I barely liked any heels, to be honest. Rick Rude and Mr. Perfect, that was a huge like in '90, but other than that, not really. You know, as a grown man, I love heels from that era, but when I was a kid, I didn't. But I didn't give a fuck what this dude did to my favorite wrestler in 93, 92, 93 when he debuted. But this guy was just incredible. You know what I mean? Got his start out in AWA as Big Scott Hall. You know, teamed with Kurt Hennig. Had like a fucking Magnum TI mustache and some cowboy fucking vest. I don't know. He looked fucking terrible, to be honest with you. Then he was the Diamond Stud in like what 90, 91 in WCW. I remember his attire. It was like purple with the fucking green diamond on the crotch and white boots. I can't remember who he fucking took on though, besides a bunch of fucking job guys on Saturday night or something. But can't really tell you about his Diamond Stud days. But when he came in the WWF in 1992 as Razor Ramon, I was like, that's Diamond Stud. I seen him in the white Cadillac or whatever the fuck, cutting a promo like on the vignettes. That's Diamond Stud, I said. My uncle's like, yeah, it's Diamond Stud, you know? And I just fell in love with this guy, man. Like, he came in around the time when Ultimate Warrior and the Macho Man Randy Savage had a tag team called the Ultimate Maniacs. And they fucking were feuding with the Ric Flair, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. And then Razor Ramon debuted and attacked Ultimate Warrior, I want to say, and Randy Savage, and then lined himself with Ric Flair. And that's when Mr. Perfect was the manager of Ric Flair. I think Perfect's back was fucked up. Like after SummerSlam 91, his back was jacked the fuck up. But yeah, man, he was a great manager. And my fucking laptop is dying. I'm gonna plug it in slowly, or it will do that fucking breakdown of the voice when it's all slow. Second. If I pause, forgive me. Alright, yo. Yeah, so that's when Mr. Perfect was managing Flair and stuff like that. And I thought it was amazing how Mr. Perfect turned babyface, basically. I thought it was great. Fucking Heenan was saying some shit to him. I forgot what it was. That was like prime time. It must have been. Had to be. And Perfect just turned fucking babyface and poured water on Heenan and just aligned himself with Macho Man Randy Savage, because Ultimate Warrior got fired, you know what I mean, for steroids or some shit like that, along with British Bulldog in 1992, like November 92. So it's the Virus Series. It was Macho Man Randy Savage and Macho Man Savage and Mr. Perfect against Flair and Razor. And after that, Razor started feuding with Bret the Hitman Hart, which is amazing. You know, he attacked Owen Hart on like fucking Wrestling Challenge or something. It was hilarious. He's like, your daddy teach you that one, man? Hit him with a fucking trash can, choked him. Thought it was fucking funny. This one, Owen Hart was the Rocket Owen Hart with those fucking ridiculous fucking hammer pants. But yeah, man. After that, he would feud with 1-2-3 Kid. Would have like these upset fucking wins and shit against him. And the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, was mocking Razor Ramon because he fucking lost to 1-2-3 Kid, even though DiBiase lost to the Kid himself, you know. And fucking Razor turned babyface, you know, and he beat DiBiase at SummerSlam 1993, which was DiBiase's like last fucking match. Just amazing, this dude. After that, he would go to feud with Shawn Michaels, you know, the Intercontinental Championship, and he won. Before that, he won a Battle Royal on Raw for the Intercontinental title. You know, him and Rick Martel were the last guys, I believe. And then Shawn Michaels got suspended for like steroids, and Shawn said he didn't do steroids, but they found it in his system or something, and he wouldn't bring the Intercontinental title back to Vince at all. He said, it's in Texas with me, you want it, come get it, it's in San Antonio. But Razor won that belt, so, you know, Razor was not looked at as the real Intercontinental Champion, because Shawn Michaels still had his Intercontinental title that he never lost. You know what I mean? So that would all coincide at one of the greatest ladder matches of all time. 1994's WrestleMania 10 ladder match with Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels. Absolutely incredible match. Love that match. Probably my favorite ladder match of all time. Well, I don't know. That SummerSlam 1995 match is up there too. But incredible. This is Razor Ramon's / Scott Hall's Steelbook DVD set. It is phenomenal. Absolutely love it. But yeah, man. So the feud with Shawn Michaels was amazing. Love that. Fucking. After that, he would feud with Diesel. You know, Kevin Nash, and you know, SummerSlam '94 for the Intercontinental Championship. That was amazing. He'll feud with 1-2-3 Kid again. 1-2-3 Kid turned on him at the like tail end of 1995 or some shit like that. And 1-2-3 Kid became a heel, and he was in $1 Million Corporation. And Razor feud with him. Fucking crybaby match, which is stupid as fuck. But yeah, after that, Razor would feud with Goldust. And that was some crazy shit, because that was so crazy for its time. You know what I mean? For fucking like a bizarre fucking dude that is obsessed with movies and fucking looks like a golden Oscar. You know what I mean? And he's like damn near comes off as a homosexual male, flirting with his opponents and stuff, and had a heart on his chest that said Razor. Crazy shit, man. That was in 1996, and yeah, it was nuts. They had a match at Royal Rumble in 1996, and 1-2-3 Kid cost the Razor Ramon the Intercontinental Championship. Goldust won it. Then Razor I think he was injured for a while, and he came back and took on Vader at one of the In Your House previews in 1996. And after that, you know, the fucking Curtain Call incident happened when he was going to WCW. And you know, the Curtain Call incident, which was in real life friends, the Clique, Shawn Michaels, Diesel, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H, you know, Razor, they fucking hugged in the ring, and that was very fucking a no-no, because, you know, that's kayfabe, breaking kayfabe, and Triple H was a heel, Diesel was a heel at the time, and, you know, Razor and Shawn Michaels are faces, and you can't do that, you know, even though Vince gave him this blessing. You know, people say they shit on the business, and they shit on the man's father's name. That's bullshit, man, you know. Let them say bye to their fucking friends. And, Yeah, man. After that, I went to WCW, jumped the fucking guardrail, and cut an amazing promo. I was like, wow, he's in. This is before the internet, yo. I didn't know he was coming. That was amazing. And the NWO was formed, you know. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Hollywood Hogan, and it was amazing. I love his era in NWO. The attacks that they would do on the unfortunate superstars that got their fucking asses whooped in WCW. A lot of good fucking moments with Scott Hall. And they were like 96, 98. Amazing in the NWO. But my favorite era of him ever is that 1992 to 96 era of Razor Ramon. Amazing. So, number 5 is the incredible Scott Hall / Razor Ramon. Also, I got the DVD of his documentary called Living on a Razor's Edge, the Scott Hall story. Got the Blu-ray Steelbook and the fucking regular DVD. Die fan of that dude, like amazing. Next is a fucking one of the all-time greats. One of my favorite wrestlers ever. You know, he's in my top 5, obviously. He's number 4 for me, and I'm talking about the Macho Man Randy Savage. Absolutely incredible performer. Like, this dude is insanely fucking good, man. You know, started out like in what? Memphis or some shit with Jerry Lawler and I think it was Memphis, Florida territory, one of those territories. In the territory days, you know, could be wrong. Memphis or Florida, one of those fucking territories. And then he would go on in 1985 to be in the WWF, known as WWE. He was by himself at first, and it would be, you know, a bidding war for him with all the managers like Bobby Heenan, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Classy Freddie Blassie, I believe, and shit like that. Jimmy Hart, maybe. And this beautiful woman comes out known as Miss Elizabeth, and that becomes his manager, which was his real life wife at the time. And started feuding with Tito Santana around that time, and he would become the Intercontinental Champion. Amazing matches with Tito Santana around like 85, 86. Amazing matches. And then everyone knows his amazing fucking match with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 3 in 1987. Incredible match. Before that, feuded with Georgia Animal Steel like in 86. This guy was just fucking incredible. My favorite era of Macho Man Randy Savage is definitely 85 through 89. You know what I mean? I love all eras of Randy, but that's my favorite. You know what I mean? And this look with the stars and the tights and the yellow boots and the knee pads, the beautiful fucking cape. That's my favorite era of Macho Man. You know, point blank is my favorite. That's my favorite era. Ricky Dragon Steamboat match is probably like my top 3 favorite match of all time, easily. And then, like in '88, he turned babyface because of the Honky Tonk Man and shit like that. I believe it was for the Intercontinental title. And Honky had the belt, I think. Yeah, Honky did have the belt because Honky Tonk Man beat Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And then Macho Man is feuding with him for that. And then the Hart Foundation came in and jumped them. They jumped Randy. And then Hulk Hogan saved Macho Man. And then Hogan and Macho joined, you know, forces to become the Mega Powers. And fucking... the Mega Powers is awesome, man. Love that team. Macho would later get jealous, like the way he would... Hogan would, like, be around Elizabeth. And Macho didn't like that at all. And... comes to find out, you know... that was just Macho Man's paranoia. Hogan wasn't really trying to get with Elizabeth at all, you know. And this brings me to my first memory in life, you know. Macho Man Randy Savage turning on Hulk Hogan, hitting him with the World Wrestling Federation Championship. You know, knocking his ass out. Beating up Brutus Beefcake and shit. And then he would win a tournament against Hacksaw Jim Duggan, I think it was. And he was known as the Macho King Randy Savage in like 1989. Then he got rid of Elizabeth and got Sensational Sherry with him. And he would go on to have an amazing feud with the Ultimate Warrior that fucking retirement match at WrestleMania 7, man. Woof. One of the greatest matches ever with Ultimate Warrior. That match is insane. Macho Man lost that match, but he became a babyface again. Sensational Sherry attacked him after that, and he would go on to be a commentator for a little while, and then the feud with Jake the Snake Roberts happened. You know what I mean? Like in late '91, mid '91, the Snake bit him. That traumatized me as a kid. That was on like Superstars in 1991, and Roddy Piper came in to try to save Macho Man Randy Savage, and it was nuts. He really got bit. You can't fake a fucking snake bite, y'all. That shit was crazy. That freaked me the fuck out when I was a kid. I was mad as fuck. But yeah, man. After that, him and Jake the Snake should have like a fucking pay-per-view match. They didn't. Big waste of time. They fought in this Coliseum video release called Tuesday in Texas, and that was amazing. Great match. Jake the Snake Roberts, I think he fucking like smacked Elizabeth or some shit. Yeah. And then after that, he would go on a feud with Ric Flair, which was great. WrestleMania 8 in 1992. That was amazing. Love that shit. Then after that, he would like go on a commentary around that time. Like in 93, he would commentate and wrestle back and forth. His last match in WWF was with Crush in 94, WrestleMania 10. Love WrestleMania 10. It's underrated show in my opinion. Yeah, then we'll go to WCW like in 94, I think. Late 94, early 95. Probably be 94, yeah, 94. And she was amazing. You could tell Vince McMahon was very upset that Macho Man lost. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, what the fuck I'm talking about? That Macho Man left. Excuse me. That Macho Man left the WWF in 94. You could tell he was very upset. Looked like he wanted to cry and shit. And yeah, he left and went to WCW like in 94. And it was okay. What I hated about that was he could still wrestle. This matches in WCW was amazing. Like even though I didn't like the product that much until the NWO showed up, but the matches he had at Ric Flair and shit, and Arn Anderson and Full Horseman members and stuff was fucking incredible. He could still go. Like, that pisses me off. We got robbed of seeing Macho Man against Shawn Michaels, even though Macho Man did take on Shawn Michaels in 1992 on some house shows and stuff, because they were on DVD collections and stuff. But like a main feud with Shawn Michaels in 1994, which Macho Man had in mind. Lanny Poffo, the genius, Randy Savage's brother, said that, but Vince shot it down. You're too fucking old or some shit. Like, I don't know. That was stupid. But he would join the NWO like in 1996, and that was incredible. I love his NWO era. 96, 97, Randy and NWO was great. The Diamond Dallas Page feud was amazing. What else happened? WCW. The Wolfpack. He was in the Wolfpack. I did enjoy his tenure in the Wolfpack. Not a big fan of his. I know I said I love all eras of Macho, but not this. Like his 1999 era. He looked pretty silly with that little ponytail and a fucking fishnet shirt and shit. I didn't like it at all, to be honest with you. And that's when WCW was shit. So I wasn't a big fan of that. But everything else before that was absolutely incredible. As I said, my favorite Macho Man era is 85 through 89. But I love Macho King Randy Savage. Love it. Love his 93-ish, 92, 93 face run again. Love that as well. One of the greatest of all time. Elbow drop from the top rope. You're fucking finished after that. One of the greatest to ever do it. Absolutely. Macho Man Randy Savage. This is the Macho Man Randy Savage story, I think it's called. Yeah. The Randy Savage story, Macho Man. This shit is amazing. Amazing documentary. Love that dude. My next And my top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time is his name speaks for itself, man. Bret the Hitman Hart, in my opinion, the greatest, yes, the greatest technical wrestler of all time. Hands fucking down. There's no doubt about it, in my opinion. Die-hard fan of Bret the Hitman Hart, man. This guy was my favorite wrestler at one point, you know what I mean? When I was a kid, you know. My favorite era of Bret the Hitman Hart is definitely like 1992 to 1997 WWF years, yo. I love the Hart Foundation, though. I love the Hart Foundation. Bret got his start like in Canadian Stampede Wrestling, whatever the fuck that Calgary promotion was called that his father owned. His father was Stu Hart. Big family, you know what I mean? Bruce Hart, Keith, Dean, and his little brother Owen, who's another incredible wrestler. May he rest in peace. But yeah, Bret, they had to start in WWF. You know, first I think it was like a job guy, and then he got with the Anvil. And when he was with Neidhart in '85, like, he had the shit made for him. You know what I mean? And the Hart Foundation was an incredible fucking tag team. Like, they were amazing. Their matches with the British Bulldogs in like 86, 85, 86. Incredible. The matches with fucking Demolition were great. They took on the Rockers a few times. The Nasty Boys, just an amazing fucking tag team. Bret would go single like in what, 92, late 91, 92. He would go single and went up like 91. Yeah, 91 he went single and he went for the Intercontinental title and beat Mr. Perfect for it at SummerSlam 1991, which is one of my favorite Bret the Hitman Hart matches ever. Like, that match is perfection. Bret was perfection. Like, everything he did in the ring was fucking incredible. This guy is flawless. You know what I mean? He would capture the fucking WWF World Heavyweight Championship in 1992 when he beat Ric Flair in like Saskatoon, some New York fucking city. When was that? Yeah, that was 92. Ric Flair. He beat Ric Flair with a broken finger and shit. He had to snap that shit back in place. Mr. Perfect was even like, oof, he kind of cringed when he seen that. But, yeah, he was a great champion in my opinion in 1992. Amazing fucking champion. But before that, how can I forget his amazing match with the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, his own brother-in-law, because, you know, Bulldog married his sister Diana, and they had a phenomenal, spectacular match in 1992 in Wembley Stadium, SummerSlam. I remember watching that on pay-per-view as a kid. That match was just flawless. Flawless. Even though we would learn that British Bulldog was intoxicated or some shit like that, on drugs and shit in that match, but still just a phenomenal, phenomenal match. Love everything about it. Yeah, man, the 92, like I said, he won the belt. Yokozuna would beat him for the belt at Royal Rumble 1993, but then fucking Hulk Hogan would come in. Ugh. Hulk Hogan is one of my childhood heroes, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, but as a kid, I was like, fuck this dude. Why is he fucking coming in and fucking taking the belt after Yoko just had it for, what, 3 seconds? I didn't like that at all. I thought it was bullshit. But, yeah, after that, thankfully Bret Hart would get it back. Beat Yokozuna at WrestleMania 10 in 1994. The same night he took on his fucking younger brother, Owen Hart, who beat him in fucking WrestleMania 10. So he had 2 matches that night. And, yeah, man, 94 was Bret's year. He shined like a motherfucker in 1994. The SummerSlam 1994 match with his brother Owen Hart in the steel cage, that shit was incredible. Incredible match. His matches with Diesel, you know, King of the Ring 94 was great. Royal Rumble 95 was awesome. In Your House match with Diesel, I think in the cage. amazing. That Bret can work with big guys, any kind of wrestler. He can work with a fucking broomstick. Like, Bret was incredible. 96, WrestleMania 12, the Iron Man match. Fucking amazing shit right there. That's top 3 match for me easily. Bret lost that to Shawn Michaels. It was Shawn Michaels' time. Even Bret said, I could see this is his time, I could see it. Vince wants this dude as the main guy. I could see this shit happening, and only a matter of time when Shawn captured that, and after that, you didn't see Bret for a while, man, until like late 96. That's when Stone Cold Steve Austin, another fucking great, called him out, and they would have that match at, what do you call it, Survivor Series 1996, Madison Square Garden, I believe, and that was a great match. Bret won, I believe. Yeah, Bret won. And then they would feud WrestleMania 13, amazing submission match. Woof. That made Austin a fucking MVP that night. That match was incredible, yo. Then Bret would align himself with Owen Hart, British Bulldog, Jim Nahal Neidhart, and Brian Pillman from the Hart Foundation. And the feud with Stone Cold was amazing. That lasted a long time. Like, much to the remainder of 97. Damn near. Almost the remainder of 97. Then he would feud with Shawn Michaels. And have the, very famous match at Survivor Series 1997 where the Montreal Screwjob took place. You know what I mean? Wrestling with Shadows, an amazing documentary. Documents all that shit that happened. Bret wanted to go to WCW. He was offered more money and shit like that. And McMahon kind of fucked him. He said, we'll do what he wants to do. They didn't do what Bret wanted to do. Fucking Shawn Michaels puts him in a sharpshooter and they screw him. Shawn Michaels and Triple H was also behind that. That was fucked what happened to Bret Hart, yo. I didn't like that at all, to be honest. Even I'm a diehard fucking Shawn Michaels fan, but I didn't like that one bit, to be honest with you. And Bret left for WCW, and his WCW career was atrocious. Fuck, even though I loved WCW in that era, it was bad. He had matches with, like, Mr. Perfect. Well, Kurt Hennig then. Took on Kurt Hennig, and he was a babyface then. Then he was a heel. He was in the NWO, but didn't even rep the NWO. Didn't wear the fucking t-shirt, nothing. That was like a 98. Yeah, 98. Late 97, 98. Didn't like it at all. His run. Nothing much memorable. His match with Chris Benoit in 99 to tribute to Owen Hart was amazing. He had matches with fucking DDP that were pretty good. I like that feud a little bit, but other than that, man, not a good WCW career. Then Goldberg would kick him in his fucking head in like 2000, late 99. See, I'm shaky with WCW years because with the latter part of the years I'm shaky with. I'm not a fan of that shit at all. Forced to retire. He had a stroke like in 2002, unfortunately, and he would come back to the WWF in 2010, not as a performer, of course, even though he did wrestle like twice. He teamed up with Team WWE against Team, what's it called? I forgot the name of that shitty team. Nexus. Took on Vince McMahon at WrestleMania. Forgot the fucking Mania. Not a big fan of that match at all. But I'm glad he squashed beef with Shawn Michaels, you know what I mean? Because two of my favorites right there. But yeah, man. Bret the Hitman Hart, amazing. My favorite era of Bret is definitely 1992 to 1997. Even though I absolutely love the Hart Foundation. Fuck that. 1991 to 1997. Because that match with Mr. Perfect at SummerSlam is amazing. But yeah, I still love the Hart Foundation era and shit like that. But my favorite, like the solo Hart, like the two Hart Foundation members, Jim Neville and Bret. I'm not talking about the stable in 97, but I love that too. But yeah, 91 and 97, my favorite years of Bret Hart. Definitely. Amazing shit. Bret the Hitman Hart coming in on my top 5 wrestlers of all time. Amazing, amazing fucking wrestler. The greatest technical worker of all time, in my opinion. Bret the Hitman Hart. Calgary, Alberta, Canada's own. Love him. Next is a guy that gets a lot of hate. You know what I mean? And I don't give a fuck what you say about this guy. His in-ring work, I fucking love him. And I'm talking about the Ultimate Warrior. Yes. He is my second favorite wrestler of all time. Love Ultimate Warrior to death. Gotta start with Sting. As the Blade Runners. What the fuck was his name? Blade Runner Rock, I think. And I forgot Sting's. Maybe that's Sting's name. I forgot their names when they were the Blade Runners. But, after fucking that, he would go to World Class Championship Wrestling and be the Dingo Warrior. You know, the Von Erich promotion. He would last for a while. And then he would go into WWF, I think in 1987. He made his debut. But it wouldn't get like to 88. That's when he really came in his own with the running and shaking of the ropes and all that. Early 88, that's when he really, you know, came into his own. But, yeah, man, Ultimate Warrior, just an amazing fucking wrestler in my opinion. In-ring work is not of a Bret the Hitman Hart. It's not of a Shawn Michaels or Randy Savage. It's barbaric and fucking sloppy, I will admit it. But I love it, man. I love Ultimate Warrior to death, you know what I mean? Sorry he's not a fucking guy with fucking a washboard stomach, even though he was jacked to the gills. We know what I mean, like a slim guy with fucking kick pads doing fucking high spots every 5 minutes. You know, sorry he's not that. Sorry he's not Kenny Omega or fucking any faggot from ROH or something like that. He is fucking Ultimate Warrior, yo. Like, you know, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, easily. Like, in the late 80s, he was just fucking on fire. SummerSlam 1988, he wins the Intercontinental title from the Honky Tonk Man, beats his ass in less than a fucking minute. I think it was in a couple of seconds. I forget the seconds. But owned his ass real fucking quick. It was very fucking huge. That was SummerSlam 88. Amazing shit right there. Warrior looks so fucking cool too, man. The fucking long hair, the face paint, the tassels, banging his head. His theme music sounds like a fucking 80s thrash metal band did it. Banging his head, fucking his promos. Ultimate Warrior was metal as metal can get. You know, love that character, man. Had an Intercontinental Championship. Had an amazing feud with Ravishing Rick Rude with the Intercontinental title. Just amazing shit with Ravishing Rick Rude in 80, 88, 89. I think mostly, yeah, 89. WrestleMania 5, he fucking lost the belt because of Bobby the Brain Heenan. I think he would get it back at SummerSlam 89, I believe. Yeah, he got it back then. That was another amazing Ultimate Warrior and Rick Rude match. You know, Royal Rumble in 1990 comes, and like the two biggest stars in the company, the Immortal Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior, they're gonna do battle. You know what I mean? So they tease it at Royal Rumble. They face each other a little bit. You know what I mean? Hogan eliminates fucking Ultimate Warrior. Warrior comes back in the match for like 2 seconds, attacks the opponents and just runs away. And he didn't even attack Hogan because Hogan fucking threw him out. Weird shit like that. You know, Warrior was a fucking loose cannon. Then WrestleMania 6 happens, 1990. Amazing. One of my favorite matches of all time. That match is incredible. Hate on Hogan and Warrior for all you want, for not being the, you know, in-ring fucking experts, but that match is still great in my opinion. Warrior won. I fucking marked out when I was a little kid. Warrior is a part of my childhood, okay? Big time part of my childhood. I mean, there's pictures of me wearing Ultimate Warrior hats and shit. I wish I had the magic to show it, but I don't. It's on my Facebook. Yeah, man, I'm an Ultimate Warrior fucking nerd. Like, this dude is incredible, you know? 1991, I believe. Yeah, he loses the World Wrestling Federation Championship to Sergeant Slaughter. Macho King Randy Savage made that happen. Didn't like that at all. I was pissed off about that. Should have had a longer reign with the belt, in my opinion. You know, compared to Hulk Hogan's reign. Jesus Christ, 84 to 87. Warrior just lasted what, 90 to a little bit of 91. Not even a fucking month of 91. You know what I mean? And then he had an amazing match with Macho Man Randy Savage, WrestleMania 7, 1991. Retirement match. That match is crazy good. Ultimate Warrior talking to his hands and shit, like, you know, trying to find his destiny and all kind of, you know, crazy spacey shit. Ultimate Warrior talked about. Just an amazing fucking match. After that, he would feud with, like, Papa Shango and shit like that, which the matches weren't that good at all. And he would eventually have a, you know, leave the company after, like, well, before Papa Shango. He had a match at SummerSlam 91 with Hulk Hogan against Sergeant Slaughter and Colonel Mustafa, which was the Iron Sheik, and Sid Justice, you know, Psycho Sid. Sid Vicious was the referee, and he apparently stood up Vince McMahon for money backstage. And Warrior said in Walter Warrior's Hall of Fame speech, which I don't give a fuck what anybody says, that's the greatest Hall of Fame speech of all time. Hate on all you want. I love that Hall of Fame speech. It's absolutely incredible. Yeah, I love the Hall of Fame speech. You know, he didn't even stick him up for money. You know, that's just Vince being a dick. You know what I mean? And he left. Then he returned in early 1992, WrestleMania 8, when he saved Hulk Hogan from getting beat down from Papa Shango and Sid Justice. That's when the Papa Shango feud, you know, started. And not that good. It was a good feud, not good. The good matches weren't good, but like the build up was dope. I really liked that shit. Then he would team up with Macho Man Randy Savage, Ultimate Maniacs. Supposed to take on Razor Ramon and Ric Flair at the Survivor Series that year, 92, but that didn't happen. Got fired for steroids. Then he would come back in 1996. Amazing. Oh, I love that era. His hair was blonder. He had a tattoo of himself on his arm. Really cool ring gear. I love that, man. I don't care what nobody says. 96 was a great time. And I love Warrior's fucking stint there. Should have been longer, of course. Feuded with Goldust. Never had really a proper match with Goldust at a pay-per-view because Goldust was injured in Your House. One of the In Your Houses in 96 when he took on Ultimate Warrior. But, yeah, man. Took on Jerry the King Lawler. King of the Ring 96. Supposed to have a match with Shawn Michaels and Ahmed Johnson against Camp Cornette, which consists of Owen Hart, British Bulldog, and Vader, but it didn't happen because his father passed away and he didn't show up to a lot of events, so he got released. You know, all the drama ensued with Warrior over the years, you know. His WCW run was absolute shit. Took on Hogan. Terrible match at Halloween Havoc 98, I would say. Terrible. Fucking controversy would happen throughout the remainder of his career. It wasn't even a career though. What am I talking about? Like the remainder of his life, basically. Like 2005, WWE puts out a DVD called "The Self-Destruction of Ultimate Warrior," which is the most disgusting plus heinous shit I've ever seen in my life. It's just low. Vince basically told everybody, don't talk positive about this guy, just fucking bash him. And they all bashed him. It really hurt Ultimate Warrior's feelings. His wife Dana talked about it, you know what I mean? And, you know, really pissed him off, really hurt his feelings. He would get in good graces with the company in like 2010, 2011, because they started putting product out of him, you know, action figures, fucking video games and stuff like that, like All Stars or whatever. And then he would be, by like 2014, he would be in the Hall of Fame, and the Hall of Fame speech was amazing. But unfortunately, like right after Hall of Fame, he did Raw. No, he did WrestleMania. He came up for Mania, like on the stage We announced all the Hall of Fame inductees, and he came out for that. Did an amazing promo on Raw, and then passed away that Tuesday. And it broke my fucking heart, man. Oh my God, I cried, man. I don't give a fuck if motherfuckers laugh at me. This dude was a childhood hero of mine, okay? Absolute childhood hero of mine. You know, and the shit that he installed in people, like, you can't just sit on your ass and expect things to come. You go out and get it. And, like, losing weight is one of my main goals, and I think about what Warrior said about that. Like, it ain't gonna happen. You gotta get up and work, you know. And that's something that Warrior instilled in me. Like, you know, just get out and get what you want. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna come to you. And, you know, his teachings were amazing. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Yes, the promos are fucking crazy, but Warrior was a very smart man. That's what a lot of these guys hate, like Ted DiBiase and Sergeant Slaughter. All these guys talking shit about Warrior. Just eat a dick for all I care. He's one of the greatest of all time. His in-ring work wasn't the greatest of a Nature Boy Ric Flair or Shawn Michaels or Bret the Hitman Hart, but he was incredible. I don't care what nobody says. Excellent, excellent character. Ultimate Warrior would be truly missed. My fucking second favorite wrestler of all time, man. Ultimate Warrior. This is the amazing documentary called Always Believe. I got other Warrior DVDs too, but I just want to show this one off because it's incredible. So, number 1 in my top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time. The one and only Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. Yep. Shawn Michaels, man. To me, he's the GOAT, the greatest of all time. In my personal opinion. Love Shawn Michaels to death. Got his start in the AWA with Marty Jannetty. Maybe he was a job guy before that, but really got known with Marty Jannetty in like, what, 87, 86? Maybe even 85. I'm trying to shake you on the Midnight Rockers formation, whatever. But they feuded with Buddy Rose and Doug Summers. Had a bloody tag match with them in the AWA. And then by late 87, 88, they would go to WWF. And they got fired just for like being obnoxious or some shit like that. Like destroying a bar, something like that. They got fired. Then they came back in 89, I believe. And they were there to stay. Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty as the Rockers. And the Rockers was an amazing tag team. Like the Ultimate Warrior, like I said, they were pretty metal. They looked like hairband guys, you know what I mean, with their attire and stuff. But their music was pretty much metal. I love their theme song. So amazing. The Rockers were great, man. The fucking matches with the Brainbusters, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, were great. Yeah, the tag matches they had with like Demolition, the Warlord and Barbarian, the Powers of Pain. The Hart Foundation matches were pretty dope. They're supposed to be tag team champions in 91, but the fucking top rope fell down and Vince didn't want to air that. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, they were great as the Rockers until like early 1992. Shawn Michaels was fed up, and he basically was like acting like he didn't want to be with Marty Jannetty. You know what I mean? And it all coincided at the barbershop. You know, Brutus the Barber Beefcake's little show segment he had there, and Shawn Michaels basically squashed her with Marty Jannetty, hugged him, but not so as it seemed, because he kicked him and threw him through the barbershop window. And there you have it. He basically blew up. Made his first appearance as a single star, I want to say, in Royal Rumble 92. Maybe he had a match on Superstars or something, but Royal Rumble 92 was the first time I seen him with that new get-up. You know, and he's the boy toy. He got success on Sherry shortly after that. Had a match with Victor Mono Martel in SummerSlam 92. Little silly feud right there, but had a match before that. Had a match with Tito Santana at WrestleMania 8. Brought out System and Sherry with him. I love that era. That Boyta era Shawn Michaels is so cool. Like the white pants with the red designs and the white boots. And oh, I love that era of Shawn Michaels. So fucking cool. My favorite era of Shawn Michaels definitely is 1992 to 1998. Early 98. Even though I think his latter career, he got better in the ring. But that's my favorite era of Shawn Michaels. By 1993, late 92, he beats the British Bulldog for the Intercontinental Championship. And, he would go on to feud with Marty Jannetty. Marty Jannetty would make his return. That was pretty cool when that happened. That was really cool, matter of fact. And they had a match at Royal Rumble in 1993. The match wasn't really that good. Shawn Michaels claims that Marty was all fucked up on drugs and shit. He said that in one of his... Shawn has a shoot interview they did like in 2099. He talks about it there. Yeah, man. The 93, he gets fucking, Big Daddy Cool Diesel. He was watching WCW Saturday Night one time, and he was just basically just laughing at Kevin Nash's character, Vinny Vegas, and he wanted him, so Rick Steiner hooked it up, and Diesel became his bodyguard. But also in 93, he got suspended for steroids, which he said he didn't even take steroids, and that all headed up to his match with Razor Ramon at WrestleMania 10 in 1994 for the Intercontinental Championship, because Shawn never even lost the Intercontinental title, Razor won it in a Battle Royal, but Shawn never lost his title, So that match was absolutely incredible. Love that shit. And basically 94 was like all about boosting up Diesel, After the Razor feud, Shawn wrestled, of course, but it was all about boosting up Diesel, because Diesel was a man before Shawn was, Diesel got the tag team titles, Intercontinental title, and one heavyweight title in 1 year. Shawn only had the Intercontinental title and tag title under his belt when he was with Diesel, you know what I mean? Diesel was the man before Shawn became the man, so to speak, And his fucking friendship with Diesel didn't last. Well, it lasted like 2 years. 2 years. But Diesel ended up, breaking away from Shawn, because Shawn kicked him, right in the fucking face at Survivor Series 94. But then at SummerSlam that all ended there. Because Shawn kicked him in the match at Razor Ramon, SummerSlam 94. So they had a match at WrestleMania 11, which was in 1995. And that match is good. Shitty Mania, but good match. Shawn was at the top of his game in that time, in my opinion. The night after that, he turned babyface. He had Sid. Sid that came back in the company, and Sid had powerbombed Michaels like 4 times or some shit like that. Diesel came in and made the save. They became the dudes with attitudes, Shawn and Diesel, so dope. Of course, Shawn Michaels' infamous backstage crew, the Clique, which consisted of him, Razor Ramon, Diesel, and Hunter S. Helmsley, Triple H at the time, and shit was crazy. But yeah, man. Shawn turned babyface again in 95. I loved it. Always loved Shawn Michaels when he was a heel. So in 95, he would feud with, the likes of fucking Owen Hart and the whole Camp Cornette crew, and he would become the World Heavyweight Champion in 1996 at the WrestleMania 12, the Iron Man match with Bret Hart, as I spoke about earlier, which is absolutely incredible. Love that shit. He held 1996 on his back. What Ric Flair did for the NWA in 89, because he was even with the Horsemen in 89, he was by himself. What Flair did for the NWA in 89, Michaels did for WWF in fucking 96, man. The matches he had with fucking Owen Hart and the Mankind match at In Your House 96, the Mind Games in 90s. Oh my god, amazing match. Just incredible fucking shit right there. He would hold the shit on his back, man, until he did this stupid shit. He's lost his smile like in '97 or some shit. Ugh. I think he forfeited the belt or some shit. I can't fucking remember. Some shit like that. And he would have come back in '97. He had a bad back injury, you know what I mean? Then he had a little leg injury or something like that. And Brett claims it was phony. Kevin Nash even said it was phony. So yeah, Shawn Michaels wasn't the greatest person in that era, but you know, it is what it is. And he would slowly come back, you know, started teaming with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And they were a very dysfunctional team, always arguing, always fighting. They had a match at King of the Ring '97, that was okay. And then Shawn Michaels would, you know, align himself with Hunter S. Helmsley, formed Generation X. Love that. My favorite version of DX is Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Chyna. Rick Rude was in there for a while, didn't last long though. You know, had dope matches with fucking Ken Shamrock. The Montreal Screwjob happened in '97. '97 was dope for Shawn Michaels. Just a real cocky son of a bitch. I love that era of Shawn DX. Oh, I love it. Then he would have his last match in 1998 at that era. Stone Cold Steve Austin in WrestleMania 14 in '98. Come back as Commissioner Michaels in '98. Did some uneventful shit in my opinion. I wasn't really enjoying him then. I wish he would have stayed off screen. Even though he's my favorite wrestler of all time, I didn't enjoy Commissioner Michaels much. He would come back in 2002 though. Full-time wrestling. Shooting with Triple H. And he had an amazing career from like '02 to 2010. Just immaculate shit happened. The matches with Undertaker in 2010, 2009 and 2010 at WrestleMania 24. No, I think it's 25, 26. I'm fucking shaky. Amazing. 24, I believe, was Ric Flair. That match is a retirement match for Ric Flair was amazing. Yeah, man. Shawn retired in 2010. Amazing wrestler. My favorite of all time. Forgot to mention he got jumped by a bunch of fucking army dudes in 1995. One of their bitches were hollering at Shawn. Shawn took the dude's bitch, and they didn't like that, and they jumped him pretty bad. That's why he had to forfeit the Intercontinental title to Shane Douglas. Terrible, but yeah, man. Shawn Michaels, my favorite wrestler of all time. This video is far too long, so I'll cut it there, man. This is my top 5 wrestlers of all time. The fucking GOAT, HBK. So, I know this was long as fuck. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a wrestling nerd. I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.